In this episode of The Excursion, I'll be wake skating, kayaking, and exploring the wonders of the blue holes in beautiful South Georgia. And if I succeed in all of these big South Georgia adventures, I'll enjoy a tasty trio of night spots here in Albany, Georgia. But if I fail, it's the crew that gets this peach of an evening. Let's get started. Georgia's Plantation Trace, draped with lush pine forests and a dose of Southern history and traditions, continues to draw people to this region time and time again. Old riverport towns turned outdoor adventure zones to special local favorites that continue to showcase why hospitality is synonymous with the South. Beginning in Valdosta, just a few miles north of the Florida border, is a destination visible to drivers on Interstate 75 southbound. And this place is full of athletic, exciting, and creative individuals like Quinn Silvernail, who have molded this body of water into the perfect thrill seekers aquatic playground. Quinn Silvernail, I wish that was my name. I love that name. There are people now from not just other parts of the country, other parts of the world. This is a pretty well-known spot when it comes to wakeboarders, wake skaters.
Right now, we got that guy's from Argentina, these guys, one's from Belgium, one's from Switzerland. We got that girl's from Argentina. There's only a couple parks like this in the world. There's a lot of cable parks all over, but we have kind of a unique vibe with our building our own stuff, and we've dug in our own in the ground pool over here. We've got accommodations for people who've never even heard of wakeboarding to the best in the world. This close one is the beginner lake, and that's like the wake skate drops.
Now you may need to clear them all out when I go, because who knows what's gonna happen. I have gotten up before, I've gone, made a loop before.
Yep.
But that's it.
So today, you're gonna try the wake skate. Since you've already got up on the wakeboard, we can get you out there first on the wakeboard, get you reacquainted.
Okay.
And then we'll get you on a wake skate, which is where your feet are not attached. But we also have a few other things you can try out here. That's the fun part about the cable, is you can pretty much try to ride whatever you want out there, and it's a good time.
Here we go. So the adventure begins with a wakeboarding challenge.
Once you get the handle there, you're gonna push that hip towards the handle, and that's gonna put that weight on your back foot that you need.
You got it. I got this. Oh yeah. And after a few visual tips from the connoisseurs of the sport,
First try.
I was able to make it safely and successfully around the pool, blazing a trail for my next challenge, wake skating. Think wakeboarding meets skateboarding, basically staying on the board somehow without being bound to the board.
You're gonna sit down in the cannonball, basically. You just don't have to try to stand up too fast. You just stay in that position until you know you're on top of the water. Toes up, there you go. It's just like skateboarding tricks. So you're flipping the board under your feet, whereas wakeboarding is more like snowboard tricks, where you're flipping your body with the board.
Yeah! And after 2 attempts, I made it around the curb with ample success. Leading Quinn to then put me on the longboard.
You got it.
Yes, this gets more creative as it goes along, folks. And the surfboard was surprisingly the easiest thus far.
Yeah!
And for my next and final trick, the lazy boy. All right, so there's a very scientific method here. Ross is going to sit in a lawn chair on a longboard and go a long way.
He's just crazy.
This is one of those things you usually see slightly insane people attempting on YouTube. Bonus challenge, by the way, not the real challenge. But somehow, after 3 attempts, it all came together.
There it is. There it is.
Making this the most rewarding ride of all. What a bizarre and unexpected thrill ride. However,
The chair is gone. He's never gonna find it unless it floated for a second.
Bonus challenge complete.
Where's the chair?
What chair?
The lawn chair you just mentioned.
The lawn. Yeah, it's over there. Somebody needed it. That was one of the most exciting, inventive excursion challenges yet. So we did the wakeboard. We did wake skate. We did the longboard and the longboard with the lawn chair.
The lazy boy.
The easy boy.
We try to just have as much fun as we can and try to come up with as much original stuff as we can. And you did a great job. And most people don't figure out all those things first try. And even the lazy boy took you a couple tries, but still, the lazy boy is not an easy task despite the name. So.
Do you know where I can get like a red lazy boy chair?
You could probably go to Rent a Center or something and just rent one, and then you don't even have to worry about messing it up for yourself. You just bring it back.
Perfect.
They probably have good insurance or something on them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yours is it's over there, not so much there, but it's
Like,
down
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You'll find it. You'll find it. No worries. On to the next leg of the excursion. Man. So challenge number 1 complete, but you see there's one lawn chair in the IOU category for the Valdosta Wake compound. But for now, we head up the Flint River to Albany, Georgia, home to the legendary Ray Charles, and my Big South Georgia home base, the Mary Acres Inn, where I met Bo Henry. This place has been here a while.
So this was originally a family farm, a plantation, Mary Acres Plantation, and the smokehouse was here. It was actually here before this house because the original house burnt. They built this house back in the 30s, and that was the smokehouse where they hung the meat and cured their meats back in the good old days. We bought it from the original family, and it's kind of a mainstay in Albany, and when we saw it come up for sale, we felt like it was the proper thing to do was for us to take it on as local people, and we really enjoyed having it.
It definitely has that feel. I love the porches. Where we are now, there's music going on downstairs.
From the event center to the hotel to the Manor House pub where we are now, we always try to keep something going on here at Mary Acres.
So now that my comfy quarters were arranged, it was time to explore the city, beginning with a little mini reward. And this one is pretty sweet. Welcome to the Albany brewing euphoria known as Pretoria. Start this with a sip, right?
There you go.
Okay, here we are, Pretoria Fields.
Welcome in.
Thank you so much. All right, how'd this all get started?
Well, the dream started actually with our farm here in Albany. So we own acreage here that we've actually planted with rye, wheat, barley, and we're even growing hops and fruit trees as well.
So this is farming mixed with science, mixed with having a good time.
Our owner and founder, Dr. Trip Morgan, he saw this building, he saw this opportunity, and what we're looking at now is completely built inside of what was just a warehouse, an old warehouse for the Albany Herald. Down here, the conversation is all about why our beer doesn't taste like the lager that you're used to, and what goes into all these complex flavors that'll end up producing a craft beer.
This location's wonderful. You have the Ray Charles statue right over there. The Flint River's running right along here. And then you got a great place for people to come and hang out at the end of their day, right?
We love having us open as a community spot. We see families in here. We're open on the weekends. We see people with young children bringing their dogs in. So it really has become a hub for downtown.
I'm loving this. Got some challenges down on the river, but first, got to finish, right?
Cheers to that.
Cheers, Jennifer.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. After gliding along the water of the Valdosta Wake compound in creative fashion and rewarding myself with a Praetorian blend of Albany's finest brew, we continue this Big South Georgia excursion by exploring an incredibly unique river that led to the development of Albany, Georgia as a major river port city. And the man leading this excursion exploration is Josh Lorber of Kayak Attack. Kayak Attack. We got the big Flint River behind us.
Love the Flint, get people out there all the time, and then we also rent on the other bodies of water here in town. Most of our trips, everybody's just gonna kind of go on their own. There's no wrong turns to make, no real serious rapids or anything, so it's just a nice, smooth float all the way through.
So they rent them from you. They go out, have their adventure, see the nature, see the wildlife. We're getting pretty far south in Georgia. There are gators down here.
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna see some gators.
All right.
Definitely herrings and all kinds of other wildlife like that.
When it comes to the blue holes, you have the Flint River Aquarium right here, downtown Albany. Can you place to learn about these blue holes. With you, you can go out and see the blue holes. Tell me about these places.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got awesome blue holes. We've got the Radium Springs. Not actually allowed to go into that. It's a shoal bass brim conservatory for breeding, but you can see where it exits, which is really awesome. And we've got the Wilson Blue Hole Spring, which is pretty big. And then we've got, just a couple of little springs that maybe pop up, disappear.
So they're right on the river?
Yeah, right on the river. Yeah, right on the river banks.
Amazing scenery and fun stories of the area that are offered along the journey. We then stopped at the output of Radium Springs, an amazing blue hole that is one of Georgia's 7 natural wonders, and I was blown away by its unexpected beauty. Back in the day, this was the gathering spot for locals. However, Mother Nature has since taken control of the wonder, and the Excursion approves. Explain what a blue hole is.
Yeah, so a blue hole is basically where a spring has kind of broken through the limestone bottom floor of the Flint, and it just feeds into the Flint River. It's feeding crystal clear, usually 72 degrees water.
That's pretty cool, and the Flint just has a ton of these.
Yeah, they're all over. Sometimes they're just small ones that pop up that you may not know about, depending on the water levels, high or low, if you can see those or not.
Hearing about the cooler temps inspired me to take a dip for curiosity's sake. And as Josh warned me, it was indeed cold, and I yearned to float back into the warmer Flint River water and get back into the kayak for our excursion challenge. Me versus Josh in a head-to-head race through a Class 1 rapid. All right, I cleaned up a little bit. That was pretty nuts. You won the challenge.
I got you.
Yeah, I had that lead.
Yep. You got to read the river, though, and see where the current's going. And I saw a little current, hopped in it, and shot right in front of you there.
You took it. I had a better kayak. I'm just I knew that, but then, yeah, you pulled ahead and just kept going. I was looking for a current.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find one.
I let you tire yourself out in the beginning, too.
Yeah. Lost! You lose! No. Good job, buddy. Long distance. I lost. And I did like the surprise at the end, you know?
Yeah, that rope swing's awesome.
It went way up.
Oh, yeah.
Rope swing challenge completed. That was much higher than I thought it would be. Guys, I don't know if that makes up for getting annihilated by Josh in the race, but we'll just have to see. Reward coming up. Having a blast with Josh and his kayak attack and learning all about blue holes, it was time to explore the best source in the country to learn about the creatures of the blue holes and other South Georgia inhabitants. A great spot for kids and curious adults alike, located just across the street from Pretoria, right on the river's edge, it's the Flint River Aquarium.
It's an opportunity for us to interpret the hydrology and ecology along the Flint River here. And so many people, just with the river right here in our backyard, don't get to experience it all the time. And this is a way for folks to get up close to some of the animals and what you would see in the water, and some that you wouldn't see normally if you were able to go out on the river. We've got over 160 different species we represent here. We have our striped bass. The state record years ago was caught right below the dam right here in Albany. They get up to 50, 60, 70 pounds in this section of the river. We also have brought in a historic fish that would have been in the Flint River is the Gulf sturgeon. And we have 6 of those in our 175,000 gallon replica blue hole here. Largemouth bass, alligators, various wading birds, great blue herons, alligator snapping turtles, all of these things that you would find along the Flint River.
A lot of kids come here. I discovered the Kid Cavern.
When people visit a place like the Flint River Aquarium, is they want an experience. And so we take that opportunity to take the smaller kids, some adults can fit through there sometimes too, but take the smaller kids into a cave and have a perspective of the blue hole that you don't get anywhere else in there. So it's a really special experience just for them.
Let's talk about the challenges you have. Of course, you know, you come to River Aquarium, I'm going to see the fish, but you have something special in store today.
The challenges we have every day when we come to work, we have to feed those every day. We have to clean up the facility every day and just keep our collection healthy. Again, being in a confined environment, we want to try to replicate their natural habitat as much as possible, and it takes some work to do that.
Time to prep food for a few River Aquarium locals. From birds to reptiles to the amazing fish, including the prehistoric wish-granting sturgeon that can amazingly be seen from a bird's eye view.
One of the unique features of the Flint River Aquarium is the fact that it's an open-air aquarium. And so you've got that perspective of what it would actually look like from above if you were going over a blue hole along the Flint River and seeing that.
So we prepped for the birds.
You actually pour so much per bowl.
They get a variety.
And we usually measure, like I said, we usually measure this out, but after a while, we kind of have a tendency to know.
Should I mix it up? Or?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Take your fingers and just gently mix it up. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And fed the birds.
Here they come. The waiting birds are waiting birds. This guy's ready. I'm not gonna eat myself for a couple hours.
I want you to toss it to him.
Oh yeah, you see that kill. Oh, short, okay. Oh, you got some pine straw in it. There we go.
But we then stepped it up a notch.
Sorry.
Grab your fish. There we go.
Yeah, there you go, big guy.
Even feeding the gator.
Oh, oh yeah, this is fun now. Oh, he's ready. Yes. Oh yeah, they're all hurt. There we go, buddy. All right.
You got one up under the dock. Oh, there comes another one. Yeah, watch your toes. Yeah.
Oh, you missed. That had to hurt. There we go, buddy. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Give him one and make him happy. There you go. All right, now let's go over here and see if we can feed Moonshine.
Moonshine.
There
he
you
took
go.
it. Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Moonshine has been fed and he will grow larger.
And here at the Flint River Aquarium, I've been given the opportunity to feed these blue hole inhabitants straight from my hand.
All right, here we go. The first. Gators are in that tank. No passageway.
Hey, sure they are.
Got it. Yeah, right.
So I test the water and dive right into the hole, capturing incredible close-up views of my blue hole buddies, sturgeons coming from every angle wanting a piece of the action, turtles making me their new best friend, and honestly, just exploring the depths as a true scuba diver for the first time in my life was an experience I will always remember.
Challenge complete. Got a little nervous before I did it, but once I went under, it was beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Y'all are wonderful.
Succeeding most of the way, but faltering in a kayak sprint race means this excursion ends with the crew getting a night of fine dining and southern hospitality courtesy Bo Henry and a trio of Albany hotspots.
I've had a blast here in Albany, but this is the part of the show that I always dread. It's when the crew gets my reward. Yes, the crew gets to go to not one, but 3 incredible night spots here in Albany. They're already in there. I gotta take over the camera.
We wanted to give people the option of going and enjoying themselves, never having to drive. Once they get here, they park their car. We have shuttle vans that haul you to 3 of our off-site restaurants, the Steakhouse, Henry Campbell's, the Catch Seafood Restaurant, and Harvest Moon. We take them to it, pick them up, and it runs 24 hours a day. We're at Henry Campbell's Steakhouse here in Albany, Georgia. They ordered 2 of our appetizers here, the filet tips, which comes from our house-cut fillets, and they also ordered the house-made duck rolls, which is an egg roll, basically, that we make roll here in-house ourselves. You let your server or bartender know when you're ready to go, and the shuttle picks you right back up and takes you on to the next place.
From the Campbell to the Catch, where the crew's reward continues in scrumptious fashion.
Completely different. This is just a different concept of ours. It's really based around seafood, but we have all kind of items here: steaks, pork chops, chicken, lots of fresh seafood. We're real close to the Gulf down here, about 2.5 hours away. So we bring in fresh seafood 4 times a week. Great oysters, from that to grouper to crab cakes, handmade crab cakes here. Great shrimp and grits, do it our way with a cheese grit cake. And I believe one of you guys ordered a ribeye here tonight, which is, even though it's a seafood restaurant, I'm a meat eater, and it's probably one of my favorite dishes here.
And we recognize something on the drink list, Pretoria.
Pretoria Field, great friends of mine opened it, and it's just a great thing that they do with their farm where they grow their own product to make their beer, bringing it in town and making it in a downtown building they rehabbed, and real good atmosphere, great beer, and good people.
All right, you mind hanging with the crew and I for one more stop? We got one more after this.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for here, and I'm ready to move on to the next one later, Harvest Moon. We're looking forward to having you there, too.
Fantastic. I'm the one working here. I'm doing all this work.
Well, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but we're glad to have you hanging with us still.
And yes, if you want the true Mary Acres Courtesy Band local special here in Albany, you have to end your night at the Harvest Moon. Just steps from the catch, where none other than the talented Bo Henry Band was in the spotlight. The crew having a big night in the Big South while I record their enjoyment. That's how it works. Excursion complete. See you next time.